it was one of those movies that I left kind of wanting to be a better person, as stupid as that sounds, you
Aw.
know?
Hey there, guys. Christy and Alonzo doing something pretty unusual for us here at Breakfast All Day. We are doing a second review of a film. Not necessarily a redo. This does not negate the review we did previously, but Alonzo has now seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's seen it twice. He saw it twice
I
now,
have seen it
right?
twice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In
Including
one
once in
week.
IMAX, right?
Yeah, which is all but unprecedented for me of late. Like I can't remember the last time I saw a movie twice in the theater, much less twice in one week. And so yeah, I went back after the first viewing and watched your review with Katie, and I was like, I I think I need to talk about this because we had very different experiences watching this movie.
I'm glad. So we'll link to the Katie in my review below,
Yeah,
but I would love to hear your thoughts and let's talk about this a little bit and what
sure.
how you reacted to it differently.
Well, like my feeling listening to you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, was you guys sort of thought it was like a lot of stuff and a lot of like film references and that kind of thing, but it didn't really collectively add up to much.
Across the multiverse, I've seen thousands of Evelyns. You can access all their memories, their emotions, even their skills.
For me, I felt like it added up to a great deal. Like I was enjoying the sort of like whiz bang, wild camera shots and crazy edits and sort of universe hopping, all of that sort of nuttiness. And then I was really kind of surprised at about the last third or so how moved I was. Like I found this movie to be genuinely heartfelt, and it really, I think, said to me things about not just sort of parents and children and immigrant parent children relationships and all those kind of things, but it was one of those movies that I left kind of wanting to be a better person, as stupid as that sounds,
Aw.
like it really, I think, kind of brings up this notion about like, how do we treat each other? And what could we fix in our lives if we did treat each other a little better and treat each other like human beings and we're more open and empathetic and compassionate? And so, I mean, like I get teared up at this movie. Both
Aw.
times that I saw it, I did. And but at the same time, I love all the craziness of it, but I think that the craziness all adds up. And admittedly, the first viewing, there's a lot of sort of world building and rules to keep track of, but I think it does a pretty good job of that. And the second viewing, once I had all that sort of down and could just sort of like pay more attention to other things, I just feel like this movie is rich with ideas, with visual style, obviously, but again, ultimately it's about that, the sort of its philosophy, its point of view about human relationships. Robert Abele reviewed it for me at the Wrap, and he said, "At last, tax day has its own It's a Wonderful Life," and I thought that was a
Cute.
really accurate description. Like, I've always talked about how A Christmas Carol, It's a Wonderful Life, and Home Alone, in a way, are all the same story because they're about people who get this glimpse at another life, at a life without the friends and loved ones that they have grown to take for granted or to ignore, and that it changes their lives and it redeems them and gives them this opportunity to more fully appreciate the circumstances that they're in. And that's what I think Everything Everywhere does, and on that level it really works for me. And I get why it's, some people might find it too showy or too flashy or too sort of like in love with its own kind of cinema tricks,
Mhm.
but I thought it was great.
Well, maybe I need to rewatch it then because when I watched it, I for a long time I was totally down for all of the tricks and all of the chances that it took. And I loved
Mhm.
its ambition and I loved its like nonstop innovation and you never knew where it was going. I love the whole rock section because
Mhm.
it's a rare moment where it does still take an innovative approach to storytelling, but like it
Gives you
calms
some quiet,
down. It
yeah.
gives you a second. And like that section to me was pretty poignant.
Yeah.
That whole segment there. And I loved the lived in use of just the language of placing these immigrants in this world, their mix of English and Chinese as they're speaking to each other and the
Mhm.
effortlessness of going back and forth. That felt very authentic to me as far as immigrants living in the United States wanting to hold on to their language, but also assimilate
Sure.
somewhat with English. So that all felt true to me. And everyone's great in this. Michelle Yeoh, I don't know that we sang her praises enough in our previous review, but to watch her get to do every single thing
Yes.
in her toolbox was thrilling. Have you seen the video where she gets teared up talking about how she reacted when she first saw this script?
No, I haven't.
She's sitting there and she gets teared up because she's like, finally somebody sees me and somebody
Oh,
can
wow.
see everything that I can do and I can show my fans and my family. Like I can be funny and I can be sad and like I can do it all. And like it was at this stage in her career. I mean, she's a legend, of course, but
Yeah.
she, you know, maybe has gotten pigeonholed as a certain kind of character for too long.
Sure.
And the complexity of this was really appealing. And she rises to every single challenge physically, emotionally. So she's fantastic. And
I want Wong Kar-wai to make the actual movie with her and Ke Huy Quan as
That'd
that
be rad.
couple just talking in the alley lit by green neon. Like I loved that stuff so
Right.
much.
Just smoking in the rain in the darkness. Yeah, no, it's
Exactly.
it's beautiful at times. It really is, and I love its daring. But I think by the time we got to the moments toward the end that were real tearjerkers for you, I
Mhm.
felt kind of beaten down, and I felt kind of like it's okay. Now we are getting into the same kind of stuff over and over again, and now it's overbearing, and now it feels a little self-indulgent. And I wish it had known when to say when and been a little tighter.
Okay, see, for me, it again, this is why we do this, because
Yes.
everybody we all perceive this stuff in our own way.
Yeah.
I felt to me like, these are the payoffs. These are the payoffs, and we had to know all of that stuff and all of these versions of her and all of these universes and all of the way that this sort of Evelyn Prime has failed in her life and all the things that she wished she had done to get us to exactly that moment. And so yeah, I just, this is absolutely one of my favorite films of this year. Like I will definitely be thinking about it a lot, probably seeing it again at some point. Yeah, so I just, I don't know, I really loved it. And so I wasn't like, y'all are wrong, but I just sort of wanted to get my 2 cents in because I really think it's a wonderful film. And I'm thrilled that it's getting out there, man. I'm seeing such enthusiastic response to it on social media. And, you know, they went wide in their expansion on April 8th and had a pretty good weekend out of it. So, you know, yay, I'm really rooting for this movie.
It is playing this week at the Fargo Theater in Fargo, North Dakota, who we are
Yes.
teaming up with this week. We are thrilled to be a partner with them and let the world know about the great work that they are doing. So Everything Everywhere is out starting this Friday at the Fargo Theater. If you want to
Take
know
a
more
picture
about
with the chipper.
But yes, take a picture with the wood chipper in the lobby and send it to us. We're going to put a link down below to their website so you can see all of their great programming and their history. It's a beautiful theater. But yeah, so places like Fargo now get to see Everything Everywhere now that it's expanding out around the country. I am happy we had a chance to talk about this again because it is the kind of movie where you can't get it all in one sitting. You can't get it all
For
in
sure.
one conversation. It
Yeah.
sticks with you and makes you think about more things. So then do you want to give it a number? What's your number?
9.8.
9.8. I can't recall what I said. I think I said 6.
You're like in the 6 area. Yeah.
I'll say 7.2.
I'm not here to sway you. I just, you know.
No, I know. And I do feel like I want to see it again. So let us know what you guys think. I know so many of you chimed in on our previous review with Katie. I'd love to know what you think again now. So let us know. And maybe this is part of the multiverse too, right?
There you go.
We had to do multiple versions of this.